You move forward. This is a team that's started off pretty hot. Obviously, you have your slumps throughout the season, but you keep moving forward. These type of games happen. This is a long season. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be more games like this down the road. But you keep moving forward. You keep building. You keep the goal in mind, which is, obviously competing for a championship at the end of the year. But like I said, these type of losses happen. You just keep moving forward, put this loss behind you, short-term memory, and you move on to the next.
Yeah, when you look at the start they had with no LeBron James, Luka in and out of the lineup, Austin Reaves in and out of the lineup, 7-3, it's a hell of a start for them, and they're going to continue to get better when they get fully healthy and fully loaded. And they found something. They found something with Marcus Smart, kind of throwing him in there. DeAndre Ayton has been more consistent. Jake LaRavia, now you're hearing that name more and more. So they're finding guys of what they can do with this team, and when the guys are fully loaded, when they're fully healthy, we'll see their real, rotations and kind of their roles to come real. But it's a great start. Like, if you told me right now all the issues they've had, that they're 7-3, there's always going to be bad loss. There's 82 games in this season. Like, there's always going to be stinkers like this. I don't even know if you watch film on something like this. It was so bad. I think you play them one time probably in 3 months in LA. Like, who cares? You flush this one. You look at the bright side that right now you're 7-3 and you're not even close to being fully healthy, and you're going to continue to get better and better. Yeah, I'm gonna flip the script on this one. I just think they got caught slipping. They played an Atlanta Hawks team that before that game was 3-1 with Trae Young being out of the lineup. They've been playing well, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you can get tricked into it when you look and see Porzingis is out, Trae Young is out, Johnson is out. Oh, we'll be fine on this one.
Easy night.
Yeah, and what you run into is a group of guys that are hungry. Yeah, that are hungry to continue to win. And I think that's what they ran into with the Atlanta Hawks. I don't put too much stock into this game. I think they got caught slipping. They probably had some lemon pepper Lou the night before. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? But
why do you have to say it all creepy though? Like when you do it, like what?
Yeah, who knows? But that's their prerogative. But on the basketball side, on the basketball side of it, I think they just ran into an Atlanta Hawks team that's hungry to get that name straight in.
Prerogative. Well, JJ Redick has no time for any of these reasoning moments because he was not happy about it afterwards. Here he is.
Was there a moment in that third quarter that you realized that this was not going to be one of those nights where at least your first unit was going to get banged?
I realized that in the first 2 minutes of the game.
What did you see in those first 2 minutes?
Nothing.
By the way, that whole post lasted like 2 minutes total. They had just come off of a 5-game winning streak, by the way, Lou, but he does not handle losses well. What do you think about that? I don't like it.
You know what? I didn't love it. And if I'm a player, I don't really love it, especially.
Really?
We're in a good run. We're in a good season. Like, let's not overreact and do this.
Interesting.
Like, we're not having our way in this season. Like, we're having a pretty good season, and JJ should know as well as anybody, these type of nights happen, these type of games happen. Now, his reaction can be his reaction, but if I'm one of the players and I'm one of the guys that's playing for him, I'm not really feeling that reaction. Like 2 minutes within the game, and we still got 46 minutes left to play. So you telling me in those first 2 minutes, you knew that we weren't gonna have a good game, or you didn't see nothing out of our performance. Some of that is your responsibility as well. If you don't see us having the juice and having the energy that we need, or we're not executing the way, then put us in those positions. That's what your job is too. So kind of the attitude towards it, I didn't love it. Sometimes it is on the players. Sometimes it is on the coaches. Sometimes it's a collection. I felt like in Atlanta it was a collection. So for him to kind of dish it off, I wouldn't have been feeling it as a player, but both of these guys can tell you it's a lot of long nights in the NBA, and everybody ain't gonna agree. You're not gonna be happy with everybody's attitude every single night. So it'll be one of those things you have a conversation with JJ. I'm sure he had a conversation with them for sure, and then you get over it and you move on. It's just funny to me because he left the booth doing what we did to go coach this team, and now he's got all this gray hair and all this stress, like being a president. Yeah, like I'm with Lou. Like, I don't think you need to overreact in a situation. It's the 10th game of the season, and again, you guys are off to a pretty good start for what the situation is. But on the flip side, you do respect it, and he's a guy that wears his heart on his sleeve, and he cares, and he, he's not sleeping nights. He's watching film. He's trying to find ways, which every good coach should do. I just think there's a time and a place for this, and who knows? Maybe I've had coaches before that, after a bad loss, they come in the locker room and then they'll say something to you, and then they'll go to the media, and it's kind of a different
a different tone,
Like
but
good
they
cop,
just want to
bad
get
cop?
the message. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, you never know what's really going on here. If he pulled in the guys after in the office the next day and said, listen, this is why I did that, like, there's could be a method to his madness, but it did seem a little overreactive, but I think they're going to be fine.
That's
That
what-
was like Duke JJ.
Like you gotta
That
know
was-
the personality of your team, right? Like again, you off to a 7-3 start, and then your coach goes into the post game and acts like y'all are 0-10. You know, it's kind of like, damn, coach, like we can't have a bad night. You can't have a bad night. We can't have a bad night. What's up with you, bro?
gonna happen,
Yeah,
too.
like what's up with you? Like, and so depending on the personalities of that team, this can linger. Like if Luka decided that he wanted to be offended by that, this could be a lingering problem that you don't necessarily have. And so, but he has every right, you know, to react how he reacts as the head coach of that basketball team. But if you're off to the start that you're having, I felt like his message could have been a little better. And like I'll say this about, like T. Lue was one of my coaches, right? Never gave a post-game speech to the team. Never spoke after games because he said for him, emotions are always running high, and he'd rather talk the morning after.
After watching film.
Yeah,
and
after
doing all
watching the film, everybody calms down. He'd rather has the conversation after, so emotions won't put you in a position that's not helpful or productive to the team. Sometimes these aren't productive, and sometimes they can light a fire up under you as well. And so, depending on the personality of your team, how this message gets perceived in the locker room.
I'm gonna disagree with both of you guys when it comes to this situation. The reason I say that, we're talking about a Lakers team, and we've seen them in the past. They've had different coaches and whatever the case may be, but for the most part, in the past they started off slow a lot. Even throughout the season they started off slow. They had to pick up steam throughout the season. This is a season where they started off pretty hot, and I think that's part of the identity of who JJ Redick is. That aggressiveness, that assertiveness, that emphasis on, playing the game the right way from start to finish. And I think that's credit to why this Lakers team has started off as hot as it has. Also, when I appreciate a coach like this. I want a fiery coach. I've played for fiery coaches. It matches, who I am as a player. My high school coach, Otis Hughley, same way. My college coach, John Calipari, same way. And I think, that identity of a coach carries over into the team where, like you said, you have a Lakers team starting off the way they did. But I've also played for, Hall of Fame coaches that are, falling asleep on the bench during the game. So,
Who's that?
for me, I appreciate this, and
So you wouldn't be offended
like
or
a fire-
I wouldn't be offended
No,
at all.
I
I
like
love
a
the
fiery
fire. I
coach.
love the emphasis. Like,
I
he's
love a
on his
fiery
team.
coach.
Yeah, I think this is great for this Lakers team, and it's also part of the reason they started off as good as they have.
Let me
fell
ask you this
asleep
question.
Yeah, I know. I like the Hall of Fame coach that fell asleep. More about that.
I mean, I play for a Hall of Fame
Why do you keep
coach.
doing the Hall of Fame?
Well, give him his
Fame
flowers. It
coach
look like you want
in
to give him his
Sacramento.
flowers.
And he was falling asleep during the game.
Well, look, let me ask you this though, Boogie, as a player, right? I love a fiery coach too. I like a coach that can light a fire up under my ass. But do we love it in public like this?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like, I mean, we're all athletes, we're all professionals.
Because you set the
If
standard.
this is the worst, if that's
you set
the worst,
standard. But no, I don't think that's the worst. But if this is the standard you're gonna set when we have a bad night,
that's a great standard.
Then
Because
you
you
gonna
brought
have-
up the Clippers,
Yeah.
and I also played for Ty Lue.
Yeah.
And it would be games where we would come in where we play like complete
And you need
crap.
something.
And it's, all right, see y'all tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
It's no urgency. And we look at how these Clippers teams is playing out, and it's getting worse and worse by the year. And I love Ty Lue.
Yeah.
I think he's an incredible X and O guy. But sometimes
let me ask you this.
sometimes that laid back approach carries over into the team,
Right.
and then you have a laid back team.
Right.
And every time the game starts, every time it's clutch moments in the game, they're still laid back because that's the identity you've created. That's the standard you created for your team. So when you got a fiery coach like JJ, I don't like this. We play like crap. I knew in the first 2 minutes we weren't ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
That's because that's their identity this season.
that's your coach's identity. So again,
A coach's
like
identity
personalities-
carries over to the team's
mentioned,
identity.
You mentioned Ty Lue, right? Your personality. You don't need nobody to tell you had a bad night.
Nah.
You know you had a bad night.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a coach that come in there, you ain't responding well to that shit right after that game.
I might.